Yeah, fantastic. Today we've got visually impaired to kick us off. Not often we get to see these archers in the finals arena. Then the compound athletes this morning, and this afternoon we'll be doing the recurve and W1.
Well, as you can see, the athletes and their assistants are getting prepared for our first feature match.
On target number 1, representing Andorra.
Avversario numero 1 per Andorra.
Jordi Casellas Albiol. On target number 2, representing Italy.
Avversario numero 3 per l'Italia.
Matteo Panariello. The line judge for this match is Jessica Larson.
So there you have it. Home interest in this first match, a bronze medal match in the visually impaired category 1. Matteo Panariello of Italy going up against Jordi Casellas of Andorra. And Chris, they used the recurve scoring system in this discipline.
They do, but they're shooting over 30 meters. I think what's fascinating about visually impaired archery, and you see a really good shot of it there, is the tactile sight they use to aim. See our first archer, Panariello, putting his hand against the little metal rod that helps him aim towards the target 30 meters down range.
Five.
Set system, of course, here. So 3 arrows, and the highest score over those 3 arrows gets 2 set points. First to 6 set points wins the match.
Miss.
0.
Well, an opportunity here for Casellas now.
5.
5.
Well, that's a good recovery from the Italian.
Save. So we have a total of 16 points for Casellas and 18 for Panariello. 2-0 the lead for the Italian archer.
So the first 2 set points are going to the Italian, despite the miss on his second arrow. Chris, you talked about the tactile aid they're using. How are the assistants helping them as well? Because obviously they'll know if they've executed a good shot. Are they there for not just wind, but also aiming as well?
Yeah, not so much aiming, but the visual feedback of where the arrows landed. These matches are still timed, still alternate shooting. And they don't have time to go and check where the arrows have gone, so they need someone to tell them if that feeling, that good feeling, that bad feeling has converted into a result on the target. You'll see too many tactile shouts out there right now for our match as well. What's happened is that the tactile sights for the bronze and gold medal matches, I believe, for both of our visually impaired categories have been set up, and the archers all have a slightly different spot on the line so that they can come and compete in the arena. The logistics of this are a little more complex than with archers who are bringing their bows in and out, but I think it's fantastic that these visually impaired athletes are having an opportunity to compete in the arena.
Yeah, a fantastic arena it is as well. Stadio di Marmi, part of a complex where the Italian Olympic and Paralympic Committee are based in the capital city here in Rome.
And we've actually
of course, a change of venue. Sorry, go on, Chris.
2017, the Hyundai Archery World Cup final took place in the Stadio dei Marmi. Wonderful spot. Stadio dei Marmi translates obviously as Stadium of Marbles. It's covered in marble statues around the outside, which you can see in the background right there.
Yeah, fabulous location as well. And of course, change of location from the qualification that took place at the Olympic and Paralympic Preparation Centre. So these archers going through a similar experience to the non-disabled archers competing and qualifying for these finals elsewhere and having to get used to new conditions. 2 set points to 0 to Panariello. So it'll be Casellas to get the second set underway.
5, 5. 9.
Now you may wonder, Karim, why there is a recurve and compound archer competing against each other. The visually impaired rules allow for either bow style. The difficulty here really is in the process rather than the equipment. They're a bit more limited, I believe, than the standard categories. And obviously there's no sight physically attached to the bow because that sight is instead on a tripod.
Five. 5.
So, as you can tell, this one is already done as well, and it's Panariello who's got off to an absolutely storming start here. 4-0 up with an arrow to spare, which is effectively a rehearsal for the third set. But Chris, Matteo Panariello has really dialed into the centre of the target here, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's really got started much faster, and you can see his leaking arrows are all out to the right, which is quite interesting. Able-bodied archers, para archers, visually impaired archers, the fundamental difference between the sport is very limited. When you have a technique issue or a symptom of something you're not doing quite right in your process, it normally results in consistent bad arrows in a certain quadrant of the target. And what's really interesting, particularly with Panariello, is his quadrant is to the right. His difficulty is only with horizontal arrows flying a little bit wide. But you can see when he has got it right, it's landed in the middle. And I find it interesting as someone who's never tried visually impaired archery that he clearly knows that when he does things right, they land in the middle, and he's done he's set his sight so that it's on the edge, on the left of that group rather than on the middle, because he's aiming to do it right every time. And rather than going for pure average and kind of landing that middle, we haven't seen an arrow go left for him yet, and I'd be surprised if we do in this match.
Yeah, it's intriguing. So it's almost like playing percentages. It adds another element to the visually impaired categories. It is Panariello who is 2-0 up in this bronze medal match against Casellas. The Italian, well, he could do this set. If he takes both set points, he will be on the podium here in Rome. Jordi Casellas of Andorra, 4-0 down, has to fight back right now.
Miss. 0.
Another miss, so getting some feedback immediately from the assistant.
Eight.
There you go, Chris. As soon as you say nothing's going left, one arrow drifts over that way. But you can actually see the the reaction from the Italian there. A little disappointed with that, even though it's an 8. Now, this is looking very tricky. Taking a philosophical approach to it there, Casellas. This is likely to be out of reach after this arrow.
5. 6. 6.
So big group from Casellas. This is going to be the final arrow of this bronze medal match. Panariello knows that he's got this. And there you go. What a finish from the Italian as well to take this bronze medal in the VI1 category here at the European Para Archery Championships.